This video is going to help you become a blues guitarist. Now there's many styles of blues, but I'm only going to cover the standard blues. There are 3 big ideas to keep in mind if you want to play some blues. Number 1, the blues uses our most common chord progression in music, the 1-4-5. Number 2, blues is a standard. That means there's a certain formula to follow if you want to play a 12-bar standard blues. Number 3, blues has its own scale called the blues scale. The blues uses the 1-4-5. Using the key of G as a reference, those 3 chords would be a G, a C, a D, our 1, 4, and 5. Now it's common practice in blues that instead of using regular chords like the G, C, and D, we actually use dominant 7th chords. So G7, C7, and D7. And along with those chords, using a blues shuffle or a swing feel. Here's our G7, here's our C7, here's our D7. Now we use a blues shuffle or a swing feel to actually strum out these chords. If you're trying to nail this down, think of the word boogie woogie. Boogie woogie. Boogie woogie. Number 2, blues is a standard. The most commonly played style of blues is a standard 12-bar blues. Here's how our 1-4-5 chords are divided. We have 4 measures of our first chord, 2 measures of our 4th chord, 2 measures back to our 1, and then we have a 5, a 4, and we end with 2 bars of 1. Now this is how we would really see a blues chart, where we just sub in the chords that are necessary to play that. So for my 1s, those are going to represent my G7s. My 4s are going to be C7s. And my 5 is going to be a D7. And simply wherever I see a 1, a 4, or a 5, I'm going to fill in the corresponding chord. Here's a standard 12-bar blues in the key of G. We would say blues riff in G. There are 2 commonly used dynamics in blues that we can use. One is called the quick change, where we bring in our 4th chord as the 2nd measure, and the turnaround, where our 5th chord comes in at the last measure. The turnaround can help us restart the song or end the song. Here's how our same standard blues formula sounds with a quick change and a turnaround. Lastly, we have our own scale for blues. It's called the blues scale. The most commonly used blues scale is just a pentatonic scale with an added blues note. This one right here. Something cool about the blues scale is that you can use the same scale pattern for each one of our chords. So I can use a G blues scale here on the 3rd fret G for the G7 chord. I can use the 8th fret C for my 4th chord C7, and 10th fret for my D7. Let's put it all together.